Hi, welcome or welcome back. Welcome back. Doo-doo. Hi, my name is Sharifa, and welcome back to the Nubian Review, where we talk about books, planning, creativity, and all the things. Today, I'm coming to you with just a planner update and a planner check in with my people, just to let you know how my May went. Now, normally I am all prepared to set up my monthly calendars for work, for personal, and everything, in between, like my health planners and stuff like that. But May, I kind of unintentionally, but intentionally put a pause on that. And here's why. I just didn't want to plan. And although I did plan some things, a lot of things, I just went based on what needed to be done at that moment. And so for May Mental Health Month, that's how I want to take that as a reflection on, you know, don't beat yourself up if you decide, you didn't hit certain goals. My goal for the month of May, which is the month I celebrate my birthday, was a reflection. My month went towards making sure my mental health was sound. My May was spent unintentionally but intentionally planning the things that mattered most to me. My May went as if I was following the trends of the stars and the weather that was presented to me. I also take May as a time to reflect on a lot of things of the past year, some things that have gone on in my life. And how am I progressing? Do I need to add some things to the structure of my life? Do I need to eliminate, change, shift? You know, it's about appreciation. And that was my moment of appreciating, where or the stage I was at in my life at that time. Now, because this is a planning video, this is more or less me telling all of my planner babes and guys that, you know, not writing in our planners and sometimes not planning um, can be the most organic thing into seeing how we prioritize stuff if we're not writing and journaling about these magic lists, right? Of things that we need to do, goals that we need or want to accomplish. How important is that in our day to day life? And if I'm not writing it down, is it consciously in my mind? Like, this is where I'm heading. And so, as I took time away, unintentionally but intentionally, I had time to reflect on that. And so, I'm glad to have taken that pause. Matter of fact, I had took my planners with me and I left them in my car for 2.5 weeks. And I was not aware. I was looking for them, but I didn't stress about it. I knew that if I needed to have anything done, it was going to get done. And so I just went on that. And I'm glad I did. But some of the things that I did use in May that was very helpful to my well being is this right here. I'm going to show you. Let me share this with you. So there were three things that I incorporated into my planning. This is my weekly list of like making sure that I'm checking in and I'm doing certain hobbies. And that was pretty good to have, start exploring that part of my life. And so I use this on a weekly basis. There's a section for every week. And so this is what I currently got going on right now. And so our new week We start off always with a gratitude page. And so, how I've been doing that, I just write 5 circles, and then I write what I'm grateful for. I don't do it all in one day sometimes. Sometimes I do it throughout the week. So, and not really stressing myself to complete this 100% because it's supposed to be intentional and organic. So, this has been helpful. So, each day is a fresh start, a guided journal. I've been using this for Mental Health May, a new one. And that was gifted to me by my sister a while ago. Another one that I've used is this also this guided wellness journal, Body and Mind. And basically, you go through the journal and you fill out these daily prompts. And so I will take you through a few of them. I started this, I got it on May 1st and I started May 2nd. I could have started on May 1st, but like I said, I am going to live most authentically as I can. And so me just squeezing some in just to, you know, to prove a point, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for anybody. So yeah, for May, I covered each day, mind, body, and spirit. And I will go through how I set this up in my June setup. But yeah, this was very intentional for me, and I am going to continue until I complete this entire book. So, yes, that was my new May mindfulness. And last but not least, and I cannot show you all the pages in here, this is my dream journal. And I've been talking about this a lot with friends and family about, like the dreams that I'm having and like what's the connection. And so, yeah, I took it amongst myself to start a dream journal. Have I understood or remembered all my dreams? Absolutely not. However, me writing that down, once I get a chance to, connect it to my subconscious mind, like what am I really thinking about? And to understand my dreams, like is it just a dream or does that signal something else for me? So this has been keeping me company in May. And so this will continue to keep me company in May for my mental health. Well, after May, to make sure that I am checking in with myself fully and completely. Now, as I say, May, I call it my May. It was my May. It was a opportunity for me to, reflect on some things that I put as a priority and try to get those things done. And so, in saying that, I definitely took some time out, to try to figure out some life changes. Mm. Currently, I am in the process of um, starting a couple of ventures. One is an organization for caregivers. And this is not so much a new area for me, but it is an area that of social service that I've been exposed to. And, we don't put names on things, but it's definitely a much needed service for families and communities. And so that has been something that I have been working on for the past few months. And so I have a podcast coming out. And my first podcast will launch on June 15th. So if you're interested, let me know. I would put a link to the podcast, or I will probably just put a post that the podcast is available. But the podcast definitely talk about caregiving and caregiving for our young people, our elderly, our people with disabilities, the whole spectrum. So I hope you stay tuned because, and even our pets, so some people feel like, because that doesn't fall on the criteria of what I'm doing right now, we are all caring for someone or being cared for. So it reach across, every spectrum. So hopefully you'll stay tuned for that. Like I said, I definitely abandoned my planners for May, intentionally but unintentionally, or unintentionally but intentionally. Hi, you guys, I'm back. So if the angle looks different, um, my video had stopped and I was not aware. And I said some really good stuff. But we're going to see if we can make this even better. Let me close my laptop so I won't get, because if I start looking um, at my videos, I will never get to finishing this video. So yeah, so as I was saying about my planning for May, I did the unintentional, intentional planning for May. And so I'm kind of happy that I did take that break because it just gave me time to reflect. Now, I have been busy doing other journaling. Um, and so just enjoying my time with doing other projects, enjoying time with family and friends, trying to focus on shifting my energy for this coming season because I just have a lot of things that I want to plan or have available in the fall. So, yes, this was very helpful in that journey. And I set up June already working, outline some projects and some things that I need to get done for the rest of the year. So, yeah, this is probably one of those planners that you would not see me set up. It's just showing you that, I do have planners for different things. And the things that I work on here, I may notate it in my weekly and I may notate it in my daily, but we'll see. So in saying that, throughout this course, I have, got into some of my rituals of reading. Currently, I have a slew of books that I am actually actively reading right now. Some of it is for business related, and others are for just regular leisure. I do have a couple of books that I would like to share. So currently, I want to start off with the one that I take to every morning, and that is my what do we call this? This is my daily stoic, and so it's dated. So you just read it, and then sometimes I read it, then I reflect on it. I may write myself a note, and that's basically it. Now, have I been perfect every day? Absolutely not. Am I concerned about it? Absolutely not. But when I do get a chance to like go back and read the dates that I miss, um, I will say I'm not able to sit down and reflect on it as I want to, as opposed to reading it every day. So I need to really start, making it, setting it up as a daily routine priority in the morning. So that has been bringing me joy and keeping me focused. For June, I will be rereading Juneteenth. Now, I do have two of these books, and the reason why I am showing it this one now is that I'm going to be actually annotating this book and putting my spin on what I'm reading and summarizing it. So that would be that. I do have two, like I said. My son gave me one for my birthday, and this is the one I bought myself. So the one that he gave me for my birthday, I don't think I will be writing in that one. but I will have that. Another subject I have been delving into is to learn the history and origins of certain religions. And so, a history of the Muslim world from its origins to its modern, to dawn of the modernity. I got this last year in my birthday haul. And so, yes, it took me that long. It's been on my active TBR list for the longest. And so I put this down as one of my quarter 2 challenge reads. Mm. Also, this is part of my 2025 my 2025 reads of the year. So I will link that video below if you want to see the rest of my list. But yeah, this has I've actually just started this one because I have 2 mammoth books that I'm reading. I'm reading this one and I'm reading another history book. And I actually keep that one by my bed because I'm actually audio booking it and I'm actually reading it at the same time. So, will I finish by the end of quarter 2? Probably not. But I do plan on continue, to read both of the books until I'm done. So we'll see. In my quarter 3 video, you'll see what books I've completed, ones I'm in progress of reading, ones that I DNF'd, and one that I just put off until a later date. So that video should be coming very soon because at the time I'm recording this video, we are in June. And so the end of June is the end of quarter 2 and we're on to quarter 3. This one right here I read, I would say in December, and this is a very good read. And this gave me the courage and the motivation to continue my journey in this area of service. It is You Are Not Alone for parents and caregivers with advice from experts and wisdoms from real family. This was published by NAMI. NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Health. They provide great social services for people who are dealing with any kind of mental health, stress, depression. They have hotlines, they have experts, they have organizations actually throughout the United States that help you with those causes. And so this is focused on the caregiver aspect of mental health. So this is a good book. And so this will be on my first episode of my podcast. If you're interested, I will be posting a link on my community page and my Nubian Review channel. And then I'll be posting probably in several of my social media platforms. So stay tuned for that. All right. Last but not least, this is an unexpected surprise. So, this was a birthday gift to myself. Their accomplices wore robes. How the Supreme Court Changed Black America to the Bottom of the Racial Caste System. Author Brendo Simio Starkey, and he has written other books that I am interested in reading. When I do my annotation, you guys, I always, do a name page, whether it's a sticker or whether I'm running. And so when I read the books that they have, I always go through the titles and I say, must get this book, or I'll put like a check mark. So when I annotate, I'm like annotating all through the book. So I'm currently reading this. This kind of derailed me from other books that I'm reading because this actually has my attention at this moment. Like, this is so important in the state of America right now. So hopefully I will be able to give you an update on my Juneteenth and this particular read soon. So I've delved into this one, but I've read this one before, but I'm getting ready to start heavily annotating that. So yeah, that's what's on my nightstand right now, amongst other projects. I shift the camera. I don't know where it's at. Amongst other things that I am working on. So yeah, I just thought I would drop in to say thank you for stopping by. for this planner chat. And I do want to say this: the planner community is always going to be a place for those who, you know, love the art of putting pen to paper, whether you're planning digitally, whether you're planning, on paper. This is a community where you can express your creativity, not to shame or, you know, to get to be rude to each other, or just, it has not been a mean spirited community. However, with the climate that we're dealing with right now, I want to send a message for my creators out there. Um, this is definitely a golden opportunity for you to put your stamp out there in the world. We've had one of our major stores in the United States close, Joann's. And so it was a place where you just see, people who know, they're in there, taking classes, sparking those creative juices and everything. So the store is closed. Now, where does that leave small businesses? You know, Unfortunately, um, you have to look into other resources, but it is also an opportunity to put your stamp out there in the world. I am a big supporter and proponent of small businesses, because brick and mortar like Joann's and even Michael's, like they've closed a few of their stores. Those are corporations, they are not people. And so when you're dealing with people, you should promote and buy for other people who share the same values that you have. So I don't want to get into that per se in this video. I do want to say in future chats, I would love to explore those options with other creators. If you run across this video, if you know any other creators out there who are making planners, stickers, and all the good things, just put it in the comments below for everyone to see and share. Let us be a beacon of light for each other in these challenging times. And yeah, I just thought I would share with you all what's going on with my planning. So, yes, the question is, will I plan for June? I plan on planning for June. I already started, but here's the thing: the world would not end for me if I decided I do not want to do my traditional planning for June. I have started, but I also want to focus on my mental health. I want to focus on being intentional. I want to focus on being present. I want to focus on doing other projects that are needed and necessary in my house, around my home, in the community. So I may not be sitting in my house planning, and doing, working in my planners and my journals, but I'm not abandoning my process of journaling and planning. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I do have a video that I am working on for my next planner chat, where I'll be sharing with you guys what's to come in quarter 3. And yeah, does it plan that, and will I flip through my planner? Who knows? Um, that's to be just it just depends on how I'm feeling at that time when I am planning. So, not to hold everybody up, I do want to thank you for stopping by. And my question is, do you plan through the summer? Because I think at this point, a lot of us are going to be doing less planning and more, basking in the sun, and that is okay as well. And so, if your planner does not get the proper love, within these next couple of months, that is okay. We can come back and love on them in the fall. So until then, thank you for stopping by, and stay tuned because I do have some, great videos coming ahead actually for the summer. So yeah, I will talk to you soon, people. Bye bye.